A couple winters before we started the door project, we went across the river, picked out some timbers that we were going to use to mill up. Timbers had to be straight grained, not a lot of knots. We wanted the timbers around 10 inches in diameter so that would produce us a real nice 3-inch thick board when we were done milling. We used the Alaskan sawmill, a new chainsaw, to start cutting them up, truing the boards up so they could dry satisfactorily when we got done. It seemed no matter how many times I sharpened that saw, it didn't take long for it to dull when we were cutting through these tannin silt-soaked logs. Sometimes it turned beautiful, sometimes we just abandoned the project and moved on to something else while I sharpened it. Byproduct of the wood always got used on some other project, either whether it was a campfire or heating the tent up. It was nice time for everybody. Sill seal got stapled around all the door edges. Then the last door frame was put in. Trued all the logs up before we did it. They all had good anchors in them, and it was going to make for a nice door. With the last door upright put in place and all the logs anchored and trued, we moved on to other projects. It seemed kind of silly to put a door in while the windows weren't in and there wasn't even a roof on the darn place. I modified a set of door hinges when I got back to the house. We bought them online. They were 8 inch by 8 inch and supposed to hold 800 pounds per hinge. Here I'm bringing all the wood in for the door underneath so it'll dry out for a season. We test fit all the boards together and then waited for weather to warm up so we could put dowels in them and glue them together. This was going to be one heavy door. Wouldn't change the thing. There was a little bit of monkeying around trying to figure out which boards were going to go where to make the door the perfect width. I wanted to do this with as least amount of trimming as possible. Once we got the door pieces set up, then we were going to do the cross pieces and then glue it all together, dowel it, hopefully for strength, and maybe one day a bear to really have a tough time to get in. That next season, on a nice day when there wasn't going to be any rain in the forecast, Killian and I sat together, lined the boards out, and started doweling them and gluing them all together. I didn't have the clamps to get everything done in one setting.
You're getting sloppy now.
Sorry.
Well, for Christ's sake, you're getting sloppy. What would Harry Elton say?
We had to glue it together in pieces, and as those pieces got set, we put it all together and eventually wind up with the door of the thickness that we wanted. Through all the good-natured ribbing and all the jokes and all the hassles that we gave each other, there was always a constant reminder that my grandfather, Harry Elton, was watching over us on this project.
I'll just start over here.
Good idea.
Hopefully one day I'll be somebody's grandfather and can show them some of the projects that we did up there. I look forward to it, and I think my kids do too.
I'll go ahead. All right. Yes, if you want wind blowing through in a cold winter's night, you're doing good. Is that what you want? Okay, come on, let's go, let's go.
Great.
Good
I'm
job,
doing it
Picasso.
as fast as I can.
You need me to help you get that bottom part?
Got it. Oh, look at that, I got it. So,
You're doing great.
thanks. Oops.
Sorry.
Just a little glow in your shirt.
That's why it's a work shirt. Give us a, let me get this part right here.
Oh, wait.
Okay, real quick going down. Real quick and real hard.
Okay.
Real quick.
Alright.
There's always a fine line between moving at a glacial pace because you want to teach
Okay.
somebody something,
You ready?
while moving at a glacial pace because everything you do up there is slow. I think we walked that line pretty good. I hope in the end Killian will be able to look at this door, know that
All
she
right.
did something that's going to last for years. It's going to help the family.
Okay,
It's
step
going to
back.
keep the cabin warm. And in the end, I want her to have a sense of accomplishment. We fit everything together knowing that there's going to be a lot of trimming to do in the end. None of the boards were true. None of the boards were square. They all dried in different paces and they warped a little bit. So there was a little bit of sanding to do, which is fine with us. I think it makes the door look rustic. It's as heavy as we thought it was going to be, and we used every ounce of that glue to tighten this up. Turned out
Okay.
pretty great. I'm very happy with the project we did.
You're good. It's fine.
I think once that dog finds a good spot in the sun, he just doesn't want to move. He was a pretty good companion through all this. After the door was secured and built, we put some log oil on it, and then the gnats set in. So they gave us a nice speckled look. We had to wait till everything to dry off, and then they scraped right off. Worked out okay in the end. I think we hung that door about a dozen times that day, grinding here, trimming there, making everything where it would fit just right. I don't know if I was being particular or just kind of a big baby about it, but I'm pretty proud of the end result of it. With the door sanded and trimmed the way we wanted, we decided to hang the hinges. After that, my helper got busy and put some log oil in all the exposed areas. Tried to match up the colors best we could. I think it turned out pretty good.
Back out slowly, clean the wood out. Now back in. Push, push, push. Okay, back out. Back out. Doing good. Back out a little. Keep it going.
We're prepping the door right now to hang a number 4 Victor double long spring that came out of my grandfather's trapline collection. It's my way of paying respect. I appreciate the look of it. I love everything about the fact it was my grandfather's, and it's a damn good handle. The end result was a pretty great handle, pretty great way to look at it, and a really neat addition to one of these things that make a cabin so Alaskan. I'm glad I had the help. I'm glad I had the people that were there with me. Man, sure hope we can see everybody up there. And all the people that are going to grab that handle over the next 20, 30, 40, or 50 years are welcome. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the river.